Dozens of creators have shared their AI automation setups online, and here's what the evidence shows about which tools genuinely reduce friction versus which ones add complexity. Most AI workflow advice gets this backwards. Creators stack tool after tool, chasing efficiency, and end up spending more time managing their systems than actually creating. The goal isn't to use more AI. The goal is to use AI that disappears into your process so you can focus on the work that matters. So let's cut through the noise and look at what actually works right now. First, let's address the real problem with most AI workflows. Adding tools is easy. Integrating them into a process that flows naturally is hard. Buffer's roundup of time-saving tools for creators in 2026 makes this point clearly. The best tools let you focus on what you do best by handling the repetitive work in the background. If you're constantly switching between apps, copying and pasting, or troubleshooting automations, that's not a workflow. That's a second job. The question you should ask before adopting any tool is simple. Does this remove a step, or does it add one? If setup takes longer than the task it replaces, you're not saving time. You're trading visible work for invisible overhead. Next, capture and ideation. Every workflow starts with ideas, and the friction here is real. You find inspiration at random moments, but by the time you sit down to create, it's gone. Buffer highlights that automation tools can handle capturing ideas so you can focus on bringing your best content to life. The practical approach is straightforward. Use a single capture point, whether that's a notes app, a voice memo tool, or a quick entry widget, and let automation route those captures to wherever you plan content. The key is one entry point, not 5. You shouldn't need to remember which app handles which type of idea. AI can analyze trends and suggest angles, but only if your raw material is already organized. Get your capture system tight before you add any intelligence layer on top. Now, the tools for actually creating content. Buffer's Guide to AI Social Media Content Creation Tools covers 14 options that range from idea generation to final output. The standout insight is that AI works best when it supports specific stages of your process, rather than trying to automate everything end to end. For example, AI can help you develop new and creative ideas by analyzing what's resonating in your space. It can draft variations, suggest hooks, or reformat content for different platforms. But the tools that try to do it all, from concept to publish with one click, often produce generic output that still needs heavy editing. The more targeted your AI use, the better the results. Think of these tools as collaborators for discrete tasks, not replacements for your creative judgment. Then there's automation, and this is where most creators either win big or waste hours. Buffer's breakdown of content creation automation covers 5 key areas where handing off repetitive tasks makes sense. Scheduling posts, redistributing older content, and formatting across platforms are all solid candidates. If you've ever found a piece of content that could use a refresh and redistribution, automation handles the logistics so you can focus on the creative refresh itself. The rule of thumb: automate anything you do the same way every time. If a task requires judgment or context that changes, keep a human in the loop. Automation shines on the predictable, repetitive stuff. Finally, the frontier that's emerging right now: agentic workflows. Social Media Examiner recently covered Manus, an agentic AI tool designed to pass off multi-step processes to other tools without constant input from you. This is different from simple automation. Instead of setting up rigid triggers and actions, you describe what you want accomplished, and the agent delegates tasks across multiple tools. The promise is significant. Complex workflows that used to require you to babysit every handoff can now run with minimal oversight. But this is still early. If you're just getting started, nail your basic capture, creation, and scheduling workflow first. Agentic tools make more sense once you have a solid foundation they can build on. Here's the honest takeaway. AI workflow automation works when it removes friction from your creative process, not when it adds layers you have to manage. Start with one bottleneck. Find a tool that solves it without creating new problems, and expand from there. The creators who win aren't the ones with the most tools. They're the ones who know exactly which tools to use and when to get out of the way. If this helped clarify what's actually worth your time, subscribe for more breakdowns like this one. Drop a comment with the biggest friction point in your workflow right now, and I'll see you in the next video.